Meg Akers, and we are undergraduate research fellows in gender studies studying under Dr. Martin. And our poster is called Mythbusting, Transgender Truths.
So basically what me and Meg did was we pinpointed a problem that we found in news stations and conversations surrounding transgender people. So specifically, our research dispels myths that we believe that are spread about transgender people. For our specific research, we combed through qualitative data of 17 different transgender people, varying transgender and gender orientation. So the first myth that we dispelled was the idea that transgender people are doomed. And specifically, our data dispels that idea because we have a wide span of generations.
So our second myth is that transgender people are dangerous to society, but the data shows that actually society is dangerous for transgender people to live in. Transgender people are disproportionately victims of abuse, harassment, violence, and our data reflected that 65% of our interviewees who expressed that they were victims or witnesses to violence. And the 2022 U.S. Transgender Survey found that 30% of the respondents reported verbal harassment, almost 40% that they were harassed online, 3% with physical attacks, and that 80% of transgender adults, when they were in school, were bullied for being transgender.
So our third myth centers around the idea that transgender people are grooming children to transition. So specifically, our data found that 100% of our participants only medically transitioned in their adulthood, and 82% of them transitioned socially. So the idea here is that transgender people, 76% of our participants alone, only had no idea that any language existed about transgender people. So they had no idea and no influence on their identity.
And finally, the last myth that we reviewed is that transgender people regret transitioning. In our data, 100% of our interviewees expressed greater alignment, greater joy, satisfaction, engagement with the world after their transition, whether medical or social. And the 2022 U.S. Transgender Survey found similar numbers, with 94% of participants reporting improved life satisfaction. And a really moving quote from our interviews, this was an older trans woman who, when we asked what she appreciated about being transgender, she said, "I never looked back. I walk through the world as I'm supposed to. It's the best my life has ever been. It's beyond compare. From so dark and so painful to so light and so human." And that's the way it is. It was a click. It was a turning on of the switch, and I'm living in daylight now. So we conclude that the rhetoric that are used against transgender people they are actually myths. Like this language that we use to describe transgender people is not accurate. It's not accurate in the news media, it's not accurate in the political arena, and it's not accurate in daily conversation. We also found that 76 of our interview participants expressed a desire to be viewed as normal people. We didn't ask a question about normalcy. They came out and they really wanted to say that they just wanted to be viewed as normal people and integrate into society.